Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I'm Damien, and today's live stream we'll be talking about Bitcoin, currently trading at $83,700, and the nice little rally that we're getting in the markets here. Just want to do a little sound check here. Let me just make sure that volume is good. Yeah, and it is. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So currently Bitcoin trading at $83,600. And we got a nice little relief rally here going, as I captioned that in the title of this video here. Looks like we're at $83,600 and up about 5%. And where could Bitcoin go next? Well, I have a target zone of about $87,000 on Bitcoin, which happens to be this 0.618 Fibonacci level here. Okay. Also, looking at the charts here. Okay, if I go into, like, you'll probably see it better if I go into the 4-hour chart here, but you have like a double bottom here, okay, on Bitcoin. You got one bottom here at like $74,000 and another bottom here at $74,000. And the way these double bottoms play out, if you just go, you measure from where the double bottoms are at to the top in between the two bottoms. You take that measure move, you put it to where we could possibly put on top of the top in between the two bottoms here, and it shows that Bitcoin should get up to like 86,500, close to like $87,000. So that's another thing that's telling me that $87,000 is coming up on deck here. Okay, and then if I throw on the VRVP, let me go ahead and put the VRVP here real quick. VRVP is also showing that there's a high volume here, okay, at like $87,000. Okay, so I'm targeting about $87,000 as the next leg up here on Bitcoin, as Bitcoin continues being bullish here. I'm not going to be overly bullish, okay, but once we get to $87,000 on Bitcoin, you can start being more bullish, okay, because if we go over here to the daily chart, right, and I turn on the moving averages, okay, the 200-day moving average. Let me go here real quick here to moving averages here. You'll see that the moving average, the 200-day moving average, is currently sitting at $87,000. That's this red line here, okay. This red line is showing that $87,000 probably going to be the target zone for a lot of investors here. But once we get past $87,000, then, you know, then we can start talking about like $91,000 or even $96,000 Bitcoin, which could be coming up on deck here soon as well. So we got that nice bounce here on Bitcoin, and things are looking good in cryptocurrency world. If I go here and show you guys some of these other cryptos here, you can see that everybody's almost in the green here. You got Solana up 6.9%, Ethereum up 2.9%. XRP up 4.2%, Sui up 5.4%, Aptos up 4.5%, AVAX up 4.9%, Cardano up 3%, Render up 8%. Yeah, the list goes on here, guys. But yeah, I'm trying to see what the bearish case might be here for Bitcoin and crypto, but I just see more bullishness than bearishness. But I'll try to make a bear case here for Bitcoin if I can, okay? Because, you know, you want to make sure that you keep yourself level-headed. You got to prepare yourself for all kinds of scenarios here. We are looking at the daily chart here, okay? And even the daily chart shows that buying pressure is starting to show up, so I can't really be bearish if I start seeing that. Also, you see you have higher lows here on the RSI on the daily chart. And stochastic RSI is the only thing that might say that we might be a little bit too bullish here, because the stochastic RSI is going up, but it could continue going up. So you can't really rely on that being. So it's really hard to make a bearish case. I mean, the only thing I can think of is like we hit the 21 EMA here, this white line. The 21 EMA is at $83,200. We already hit that target, so we might get maybe some profit taken later on tonight. Let's take a look at the 1-hour chart here on Bitcoin. And I mean, even the 1-hour chart You know, if I go based off of my usual trading strategies with the moving averages, anytime this 21 EMA crosses the 200-day moving average to the upside, probably means we're going to see some more upside here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some more upside going into later on tonight. Okay. RSI is showing that we are currently at 65 on the RSI. We could still continue going just a little bit more higher than we are right now before we start getting into overbought territory on the 1 hour chart here. So yeah, I'm trying to make a bearish case here, guys, but it's really hard for me to make one. I see more upside than downside here on Bitcoin, and that's probably going to be the same for the rest of these cryptos here, to be honest with you. We've already seen a lot of downside. It's about time that we see some upside here. Okay, I'm reading some of the comments here. We got Hey Life My Style saying hi. Okay, shout out to My Life My Style. Shout out to you. Let's see who else is in here. LRHEC is the ticker symbol, going to $65. They got the goods. All right, maybe we could take a look at that one. We'll put that as like the first request. Guys, go ahead and hit that like button so we can get more people to show up to this live stream here. Appreciate the likes. If you guys can go ahead and hit that like button. Let's go ahead and take a look at. Well, I'll take a look at requests and then we'll get back into the normal swing of things here. But yeah, I really can't make a bearish case for Bitcoin unless we lose the 200 moving average. If we lose $80,000, then you know maybe we gotta start worrying about Bitcoin, especially if we lose like over here near $78,000 on Bitcoin. Then I would be like, all right, maybe this was the end of the relief rally and we're gonna continue being bearish. But so far so good. I like what I'm seeing here on Bitcoin. All right, let's go on to what's it, LRHC? Is it La Rosa Holdings? Let me just double check to make sure that's the one that you requested. LRHC. Okay, yeah, La Rosa. We'll take a look at that one real quick here. And then we'll go back into cryptocurrency world here. La Rosa. At 18 cents. Let me go into the daily chart here. Okay, this one looks like it's seen better days here. Wow. Okay. What this thing? I mean, how much more? Wow. Okay. This thing went public and or started trading on the Nasdaq in October 2023. They had these crazy wick candles here. I'm not sure what that's all about. Okay. A little scammy if you ask me. I don't like seeing these wick candles, these wicks to the upside here. And it's just been down to the right, down to the right. This company looks like it's about to go bankrupt, to be honest with you. Continues on this downtrend. Yeah, this thing is below all the moving averages. I really don't see any support here. I would probably stay away from the stock, to be honest with you. La Rosa Holdings is a real estate development company. That's what I'm getting off of here. Don't really know too much. The company did not pay its dividends, and at the moment there's no information about whether it's going to pay them in the future. That's not good. And this is saying that you should be selling this this stock here. This is a real estate holding company, provides real estate brokerage services, sells technology-based products, and serves primarily to sales agents and real estate agents. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this stock, but I would stay away from it, to be honest with you. If you're really going to trade this thing, you probably, I mean, you could buy here now and just put a stop loss at like 15 cents. And then, you know, that's a low risk stop loss. And if you get hit, then this thing's probably going to continue going down. That's as much as I'm going to say about this stock. I would stay away from it if I was you. Let's go on to all the cryptos here. We'll look at XRP. XRP currently trading at $2.04. I don't know if I should save this crypto for later because I feel like I get people that towards the middle and the end of the live stream that ask me for XRP again. So maybe I should save XRP for the middle. But we're looking at it right now. Okay, XRP. Let's see, the MACD Looks like you got less selling pressure. You look like you're about to flip and start getting some buying pressure here soon on XRP. If XRP continues being bullish, I could see this thing going up to like 240 or 250, where the 50-day moving average is currently sitting at, that green line. You still have this head and shoulder pattern that is providing a lot of momentum for the bears to make a bearish case that this thing's going lower. But that could be invalidated if we get above the 50-day moving average and then get above this last significant high here at $2, $3. I'm sorry, $2.97 and $3. If XRP gets above $3 and this head and shoulder pattern gets invalidated and it's no longer in play. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get rid of it right now because I mean it could get invalidated over the next week or two here. Okay, but I just put that up there as previous chart work that we were showing a head and shoulder pattern here on XRP, and it was looking like it was gonna bring us down to like below $1 on XRP. But I like the fact that XRP is holding above the 200-day moving average, and we're getting some bids coming in on XRP. Okay. Bearish case, if XRP was to continue its downtrend, is you could see XRP come down to like $1.45, $1.50, which hasn't happened yet, but that could still be in play if we're not able to make higher highs and higher lows here and create a rising trend. Then we could still be in this bear trend here and come down to like $1.50 on XRP. Okay. Let's see if I get any more requests here. All right, just got a few people joining here and there. All right, let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum is currently trading at $1,561.70 here, and you know, Ethereum finally, well, actually, finally nothing, to be honest with you. The only thing I can see that's slightly bullish on Ethereum is that there's now a little bit of less buying, a little less selling pressure on the MACD. But I still see that Ethereum could still be in a bear trend here. We got to see Ethereum basically get above these highs. If we get above this trend line right here, then I would start to become more bullish on Ethereum. I'd like to see Ethereum try to get back to some of the previous highs here on the daily time frame here at like $1,900. Then we can start to be a little bit more bullish on Ethereum. I also want to see Ethereum get above this 21 exponential moving average, which is currently sitting at 1809. Okay, so yeah, I think $1,800 is where I would start to be a little bit more confident on Ethereum. Okay, but it's been like down and to the right and down to the right ever since like December, so I wouldn't really hold my breath that that this thing is done going down. Okay, all right, it might just, if it's gonna stop going down, it might actually start going sideways here. But yeah, let's see, let me go into the 1 hour chart, see what the 1 hour chart's saying here for Ethereum. So some of these other cryptocurrencies are starting to get above their 200 moving averages and their 100 day moving average on the 1 hour chart here. Ethereum hasn't done that yet. Okay, Ethereum might be one of the laggards here, but you know, if Bitcoin's going to continue going up to higher prices here, then Ethereum is probably going to follow suit, and it's probably going to go up, you know, with Bitcoin. But it's not going to be outperforming Bitcoin. It hasn't been outperforming Bitcoin, you know, for a while now. It's been underperforming Bitcoin. But yeah, let me see. Let's see if there's anything else here. I mean, you could call this maybe an inverted head and shoulder pattern, which could break out to the upside for Ethereum. I like the fact that the 21 EMA is curving up. So yeah, you got kind of like, even on the 21 EMA, you got like an inverted head and shoulder pattern that's forming here. So I'm just trying to make the bullish case here, see what the next price target for Ethereum might be. If you measure from the top of the head to the neck right here, where the shoulders are at, actually the shoulders are kind of like right over here. You take that measure move to where you could possibly break out of Ethereum. And the measure move is saying, yeah, you got about like maybe 1750 could be price target for Ethereum as it goes for higher prices. So keep that, pencil it in. Maybe another couple $100 upside on Ethereum could be coming up on deck here. Let's zoom out and look at the VRVP here for Ethereum. So VRVP is saying that you got some volume here, high volume node here at $1,800. So I was put 1,800 as my first price target for Ethereum. Then you get the point of control, this blue line at 1877. So once again, $1,800 is probably where Ethereum's going to go next if it's going to be bullish. And then you got a gap here, and then you can see $2,000 Ethereum coming up on deck. Okay, and then we'll just have to see how Ethereum handles those prices. See if it's going to reject it or continue breaking past that. All right. Yeah, we already took that look at the LR8C. All right, let's move on to some other cryptos here. We'll take a look at Solana. So Solana here is currently at $120.65, up 7% today. Looking at the VRVP, you got the point of control at $125, so it looks like Solana is going to continue rising up to that level before it gets a reaction. It might come back down after it hits $125. Hopefully it makes a higher low and then it continue and push past 125. If Solana does push past 125, you got a gap here in the VRVP, and then you're looking at maybe like 137 or even 142, 143 bucks. Could be the next near-term price targets for some take profit targets for Solana here. Bearish case on Solana. We would like to see Solana try to defend $106, $107 on because that's where the VRVP high volume node is sitting at. And then you got the volume area low sitting at about $100 here. If Solana is able to maintain above $100 psychological level, that could be a good bullish back test for us to confirm that these are the lows here on this cycle that we're in, and then we could try to go up to higher prices here. But that's if we even get the back test. Solana could come up to 125, not even go down below 110 before it goes back up to higher prices again. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and turn on the moving averages, see what the moving averages are saying for Solana here. So we're looking at the 4-hour chart on Solana. Solana is making higher lows here. I do like that. It's currently below a couple of moving averages here at the 100-day and 200-day to 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame here. Let's go back to the 1 hour here. I do like the fact that Solana is above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame here. Okay, that signifies that we could be in the beginning of a bull trend here on Solana. But I think this bull trend will come to an end in the near term at 125, 126 bucks. Right, because we spotted that level using the VRVP. And I think that's a good take profit target. It's going to be a level for it to contend against. I'm just looking at the MACD. MACD is showing some waning buying pressure. So yeah, I think once we get to 125, that might be when we start selling off here on Solana. So you got a little bit more room to the upside here on Solana before you could go up to before you start probably seeing some profit taking going on here. All right. You know what? Let me go ahead and turn on Market Cipher B. See what the Market Cipher B has to say for Solana here. So this is the Market Cipher B indicator, and we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, and it's saying that there's a sell signal here. This red dot is a sell signal on Solana. Could be time to start selling your Solana, or don't be surprised if you see Solana going back down again. If Solana does go back down, we want to see it kind of get a bounce off this 200 moving average near 113 bucks here, and that could then, you know, be a good time to buy up some cheap Solana and see this thing ride up to higher prices again. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame on Market Cipher B. Looks like you had a buy dot here, a green dot here, which is your buy signal. So it is time to start buying Solana. Let's take a look at the daily time frame here, and the daily time frame also has a green dot here saying that now is a good time to be buying Solana. Okay, but I think in the near term, like maybe later on tonight, you might see some cheaper prices for Solana after it hits 125 bucks. If it doesn't hit 125 bucks, then yeah, you might start seeing Solana come down to like 110, 113 bucks. All right, moving on. Let's see some other cryptos here. We'll take a look at AVAX. AVAX on the daily time frame here. Let's see, AVAX is at $19 right now, up 4.9%. And AVAX has this double bottom that I identified here. And with the double bottom, right, I already measured this, but for those of you who haven't seen it, my live streams, or haven't seen my previous chart work here, you just measure the double bottom, which is currently at like $14, up to this top here in between the two bottoms at like 23 bucks. You take that measured move, right? You put it on top of the top in between the two bottoms here, and it shows that, you know, your price target for Avalanche AVAX should be about 31 bucks, which just so happens to be like smack dab right on top of the 200-day moving average, this red line here. So I could see, you know, if AVAX continues being bullish, we might get some profit taken at the $31 level for AVAX. You can see that on Market Cipher B, that green dot printed, so you should. This is saying that you should start buying AVAX. Your day to be buying it was yesterday. Okay, but you can probably still buy it and ride this puppy up to higher prices here. Let me go ahead and take a look at the VRVP here real quick. See what the VRVP has to say. VRVP, wow, okay, so AVAX was trading below. Actually, no, this thing just reset itself. But you can see that you got the point of control here at $18 here for AVAX. So you're right at that blue line point of control. Once you start going up to higher prices, you might get a little bit of resistance at 21 bucks, and then some more resistance at like 24 bucks, but then you got a big gap in volume. Once we get past 24, 25 bucks on AVAX, you're gonna see this thing probably scream right back up higher to higher prices of about, yeah, 35 bucks. Okay. So once you get past 25, 30 and 35 is gonna happen probably real quick on AVAX. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some other cryptos here. We'll take a look at Aptos. Aptos is currently trading at $4.82, up 4.5%, just like most of the other cryptos today. Aptos' point of control is sitting at $6, so this thing is going to want to be magnetically attracted back to that point of control. I'm expecting to see $6 Aptos in the next days and weeks to come here. We might get a little bit of resistance here at like $5.35, according to the VRVP here. But I think the lows have been made here on Aptos. Let me go ahead and take a look at the moving averages now. Yeah, moving averages, you have some resistance at this 50-day moving average could give you resistance at $6. So I think $6 is coming up on deck for Aptos. Then after that, $8 is where the 200 moving average is at, $8.61. So that could be the next area of take profit for Aptos. And if you could just look at this if you just look at this RSI here with me, you can see that Aptos was creating some bullish divergence. You have lower lows here on price, and you got higher lows here on the RSI. I kind of got invalidated over here, but now it just looks like you're creating a double bottom on the RSI, and you're going back to getting some bids here on Aptos. And yeah, like I said, I can see this thing back at $6 in the near term, in the next days and weeks to come here. And then we'll just see if this thing can get his butt back up again, up above 200 moving average, this red line at like $8.61, and then then you could say this was all a bad dream here once you get above that 200-day moving average on Aptos. All right, let's move on to Sui, which is like the twin brother of Aptos here. Sui is currently trading at $2.22, up 5% today, as most of these other cryptos are trading at. And let's see, Sui could get some resistance from this 21 EMA, could act as a line of resistance here. Once we get above this 21 EMA at 229, then I could start to be a little bit more bullish on Sui. And we want to see this 21 EMA start curving back up towards the red 200-day moving average here. If Sui can get above $3.13, then then you can say that you're back in the bull run here on Sui. But we could be possibly bottoming out here on Sui. Let me go ahead and zoom into the 1 hour chart here. Yeah, so on the 1 hour chart, Sui is getting above the 200 moving average, and the 21 EMA is piercing through past the 200 moving average. So I can see this thing climbing up to higher prices here, probably getting up to like 240, 250 later on tonight or tomorrow, going into the weekend. And if I put on the VRVP here, you got VRVP showing $2.25. That's where the point of control is at. That's currently where you're at right now. But then you got the value area high at 257. So yeah, this thing could climb up to 257 before it starts getting some more profit taking showing up. Alright, if you guys are new to the channel and you don't know how things work here, if you give me a request on your favorite crypto or stock, I'll take a look at it on the charts here for you guys. Try to figure out where the prices might be going next. Kind of make a determination if we're bullish or bearish, or if we're seeing anything bullish and bearish showing up on the charts here. But yeah, Sui is in a bull trend here. And let's see. Looking at Market Cipher B. Let me just go into Market Cipher B here. Okay. You do got a green dot that printed about a couple hours ago. At yeah, about 2 o'clock. So buying pressure is showing up here on Sui. I could see Sui going up to higher prices later on tonight, just based off of that indicator right there. Let's go into the 4 hour time frame here. 4 hour time frame. Yeah, you got another green dot here that showed up last night. I was telling you to buy Sui last night at like $2.09 here. Could get some resistance at 229. Yeah, that 229 level is probably going to be the resistance level in the near term here. But once you get past 229, I see 240 and 250 coming up real soon here. All right, I think that's it for Sui. Let's go ahead and take a look at. Did I look at Cardano? Yeah, we'll look at Cardano and then we'll look at Render after that. All right, so here we are. We're looking at Cardano currently at 62 cents. And the 4 hour time frame is saying that you got that buy signal coming in here on Market Cipher B. You should be buying Well, you should have been buying a lot of these cryptos last night, to be honest. A lot of these cryptos got their green dot buying signal last night. So, yeah, and we've been going up since then. We could get some resistance here on the moving averages at like 64 cents and 67 cents. So we got some resistance to contend against on the 4-hour chart here for Cardano. Let's go into the daily chart. Daily chart is showing that for Cardano, you got 21 EMA sitting at 66 cents. Could be a resistance level, but then once you get past 66 cents, you can see Cardano make its way up to the 200-day moving average at 74 cents. And then once you get to 74 cents, then you can say you're back to being bullish again on Cardano. I'm just using moving averages here. And yeah, let's take a look at the VRVP real quick here for Cardano. VRVP point of control is at 73 cents. So yeah, I think that 73 cents area is very important for Cardano to break past before you can go up to higher prices. And then once you get past 73 cents, then you got a little bit of resistance at 80 cents. Then you got a gap, and then you got some resistance probably at like 92, 95 cents here for Cardano as it goes up to higher prices here. Let me go ahead and now I'm going to put on all the indicators here. And it's a little bit messy here, but I can see some confluence here. I see the next take profit target for Cardano is going to be that 73 cent area, because you got the VRVP here, and you also got the 200 moving average showing confluence that there's probably going to be some resistance at 73 cents, 74 cents for Cardano. Joshi, I use cryptocurrency exchanges like Kraken or Coinbase to buy and sell crypto. Might want to look into those cryptocurrency exchanges. You can also buy crypto on the stock market with the ETFs. You can buy Bitcoin and Ethereum if you're a stock market guy using the exchange traded funds, ETFs. All right, move on to RNDR. Okay. First, let me go into a naked chart here. You can see here with RNDR, which is currently trading at $3.73, up 7% today. So congratulations to the RNDR investors for getting a nice green day here. RNDR also has a double bottom that was forming here. And you just take that measure move here from the two bottoms here. You measure from that bottom up to the top, in between the two bottoms here. And you take that measure move, you put it on top of the top in between the two bottoms. And it gives you a price target of about $5.83 for RNDR, if we're going to continue being bullish here. And now if I pull up some more moving averages here. No, I don't want that one yet. We'll just get this one for now. The moving averages, right? That target of about $5.83 happens to be right where that 200 moving average is at, the red line. So I think that's your ultimate take profit target on RNDR in the short term, is that 200-day moving average sitting at $5.80 here. But that's a nice, I like seeing this double bottom. This gives me confidence that the lows have been put in on RNDR here, and you're not going any lower for now. Okay. We also had some bullish divergence that was starting to show up on RNDR, and now you got the double bottom. I feel very confident that RNDR is bottoming out here. It might still come back down to like maybe $3 or even below $3. Okay. Kind of retest, putting a higher low before it goes up to higher prices, but I'm feeling more confident here on RNDR for it to be going up and going up to higher prices here. Let's go ahead and we'll take a look at Market Cipher B, see what Market Cipher B has to say. Market Cipher B says that you should be buying Render. You should have been buying it yesterday. Okay, you got that green dot that I printed right there. So yeah, Render is looking like you should be bottoming out and going up to higher prices on Render. All right, we went through a few cryptocurrencies here. I think we take a look at the stock market, see how the stock market's doing. And if you guys have any stocks you want me to take a look at, by all means, go ahead and put in a request here. We'll take a look at the S&P 500. S&P 500 currently trading at 5,300 points here, up about 1.8%. And we were looking at some levels here that the S&P 500 could come down to, like 45, 47, 4,800, but it looks like that all got front run. 4,800 was the level that we got down to here on Monday. Looks like the buy signal on Market Cipher B came in yesterday. Yesterday was a good day to be buying anything, to be honest with you. Because it looks like we might be creating a bottom here on the stock market as well. All right, let's take a look at the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frames here for S&P 500. 4-hour time frame is showing that we got a little bit of resistance from this 21 EMA at 5,350. So that's probably where we're going to end the day at here for actually we already did end the day. Trading came to an end about 12 minutes ago. But we'll see if going into Monday next week, if we can get higher than this 21 EMA and actually use it as support going forward. I think I want to pull up the VRVP, see where this thing could go next using the VRVP here. All right, so we'll just make sure that this thing is okay. Yeah, so value area low is probably going to be the first target as this thing climbs back up to higher prices. Value area low is sitting at 5,600 on the S&P 500, so that could be your near-term take profit target on the S&P 500. Then you got some volume here at 5,700, could be another take profit target. But the point of control is saying that a lot of people bought the S&P 500 at like 6,000. So right now, a lot of people are underwater in the markets right now. Okay, which means that if you haven't sold the S&P 500, if these people haven't sold the S&P 500, you're probably not going to be selling it anytime soon. So there might be a lot of room to the upside here just to get back to where we were at 6,000 points here on the S&P 500. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ for the technology stocks here. NASDAQ is almost showing the same thing here. Okay, volume area low is a little bit lower though, at like 17,800. Right now, the NASDAQ is currently trading at 16,700. So you probably got like another 1,000 points to go before you get some resistance on the NASDAQ here. But then you got the point of control. Most people were buying the NASDAQ for like the past 6 to 7 months here. They were buying it at like 19,000. So there's a lot of people that are on the water and the NASDAQ as well. At least those that bought in the last 6 months here. Let me zoom out here, see what the VRVP is going to show now. Yeah. I see a point of control here at like 17,600. So I'm going to say that 17,600 is probably the next level that the NASDAQ is going to go before you get a significant reaction. Pencil that in. This thing could probably come right back up to 17,600. Guys, I appreciate the follows and the subscribes. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more live streams like this, come join the Meet Damien channel. and become a new subscriber to the channel, please. Thank you. All right, Gangsta Baby wants me to talk about Ethereum. We already did talk about Ethereum, but I'll show you Ethereum since you probably showed up late to the stream. I'll give you like a brief analysis of it. So just using the VRVP here on Ethereum. Ethereum right now is currently trading at 1564. I think I did say I could see Ethereum coming up to like $1,800 if it's going to continue being bullish before it gets some take profit around that area. And then once you get past 1,800, then we're looking at like $1,900 could be the next take profit area. But this thing is below the volume area low here. And the volume area low is probably going to be the ultimate take profit target. So $2,100 or $2,100 is probably where Ethereum's going to want to go ultimately in the next few days to few weeks here. And then we'll just see how Ethereum reacts once it gets to that level at $2,100. Because once it does decide to become more bullish and it gets past $2,100, you got a big gap here in the VRVP. And it says that Ethereum could come up to like $2,700 will be the next resistance level or take profit area. And then even then, there's another big gap after that. And then this thing can shoot up real quick up to like $3,300. And that's the point of control. And I think that's going to be the ultimate take profit target going into the summer months here on Ethereum. If you see Ethereum at $3,300, you should start thinking about selling your Ethereum. And then, yeah, then you got the value area high is just sitting at $4,000. Yeah, once you get to like $3,000, $4,000 Ethereum, you should think about selling your Ethereum, to be honest. But I mean, right now you could be buying Ethereum right now at $1,500, and you got almost a double, probably, and maybe even a triple from where you are right now on Ethereum. So yeah. Could be some upside for Ethereum, but it is one of the weaker high market cryptocurrencies out there. Not as strong as like Solana and Bitcoin, and definitely not as strong as Ripple right now. Appreciate the follow there, Andrew. Thank you. I think that's a good area to be buying, Gangsta Baby, if you bought at $1,400. There's still a chance that Ethereum can come down to like $1,200 though. Just looking at the VRVP here. Let me see. If I zoom out to the daily time frame and get some more data here. Yeah, you got like, if we do go lower than where we're at right now on Ethereum, you could see like $1,300 or even $1,200 Ethereum. You got some high volume nodes there, which would just be support, in my opinion. But yeah, if you bought below $1,600, and you can still buy Ethereum below $1,600, but if you're buying Ethereum below $1,600, I think you're getting yourself a really good deal. A really good deal, to be honest. Okay. We'll take a look at the Dow Jones real quick here. And then we'll take a look at a cryptocurrency that's done really, really well this past week here. Dow Jones Industrial Average currently at 40,000 points, up 1.5% today. Let me see, I'm going to put in normal indicators here. This Dow Jones Industrial, right, the Dow Jones, right, is below the 200-day moving average, below the 21 EMA. I'm expecting the Dow Jones to come right back up to the 21 EMA before it gets some resistance. So this thing can probably go up another 1,000 points where it is right now before we get a significant reaction. And I do like the fact that we're getting less selling pressure and getting some bids here on the MACD. You were oversold on the RSI here about a few days ago and last week, but now you're currently in the middle ground here on the RSI, so this thing has some room to run if it does start to go higher. And let me go ahead and pull the VRVP here on the Dow Jones. Oh wait, why is it not showing? No volume data. Oh, I guess I can't do the VRVP on this one. Let's take a look at the market cipher B for the Dow Jones. See if you get any good data there. Market cipher B has a green dot. Says that you should have been buying yesterday. Okay, well, I guess the next best day would be today, or even tomorrow. But you got a green dot here on the Dow Jones market cipher B, saying, you know, this is like kind of like a cheat sheet. Okay, last time you had a green dot was like back here on March 17th, and you went up a little bit here. It got rejected. Some more bad news from Trump tariffs brought it down. Then you got the sell signal. Then it told you to get out back on March 31st, and it even told you to get out on April 3rd. But now it's telling you to get back in again on the Dow Jones. You got the green dot here showing on market cipher B. So we'll see. But yeah, let's see. What did I say? We're gonna look at oh yeah, we're gonna look at this coin called Onyx coin, XCN USD. Had a really good day. Still is having a good day. This coin is at 2.5 cents and it's up 52% in one day. That's crypto for you. I'm not sure what's going on with Onyx coin. There might be some good news coming out, or maybe one of these big whales decides that it wants to step up to the plate and buy some Onyx coin. But this coin was trading at what? Less than a penny on Tuesday. Closed out at 0.008 pennies, and now we're at 2.5 pennies. So it's almost like a 3x. A 3x in about a couple of days here. That's cryptocurrency for you. So yeah, Onyx coin came down to 200-day moving average, and it looks like the bulls stepped up. They defended the 200-day moving average, and now we're bouncing off of it very violently to higher prices here. I do have a Fibonacci analysis here saying that we're currently at near the golden pocket at the 0.5 Fibonacci at 2.5 pennies. You could see the next Fibonacci level come into play at 0.618, and that one's currently sitting at 3 cents. So this thing could come up to 3 cents here if it continues pushing higher. But I think once you get to 3 cents, you should start selling if you already have some good profits and some good gains off of this coin. I think this thing is getting close to being oversold. Let's take a look at the RSI here real quick. Oh, did I just get rid of it? Damn it. Damn it. I just messed it up. Alright, let's see. Yeah. I deleted my RSI there by accident. But yeah, here we are, the RSI, this red line here, and you can see that the RSI is currently getting oversold here at 81 on Onyx coin. So you're playing with fire if you're trying to buy in right now on Onyx coin. This thing could continue being a little bit more overbought going into tomorrow and then later on this weekend. But yeah, I would expect this thing to start trading sideways at some point. Some profit taking should start coming in on Onyx coin. Let's take a look at the VRVP. See what the VRVP has to say about this thing. VRVP is saying that you have a high volume node at like 0.027 pennies here on Onyx coin, and then yeah, you got volume area high at 3 cents. So once this thing gets to 3 cents, you should be selling your Onyx coin and just be thanking whoever you need to thank. Thank yourself for being in it, but you need to start considering selling your Onyx coin at 3 cents, because other traders and professional traders out there and bots are going to be looking at 3 cents, and they're going to be selling their Onyx coin at that level, if you ask me. You know, based off of the indicators. Gangsta, you asking me what is my setting for the VRVP? So yeah, so I think you already understand that this is the VRVP. These green and red bars here. You got the white bar, the blue point of control, and the white. And how I set things up here on the VRVP is I go over here to settings, right? And I go into inputs, and your VRVP is probably going to say 24 on the row size, like that. I just put another 0 for 240, and it gives me better lines here, more precise, more precision to look at. And also here on the VRVP, I go over to style. Your VAL and VAH, you know, the value area high and value area low, that might be clicked off, but I usually turn them on. Okay, so I can get my value area low, value area highs. And then the point of control, you know, just for me, I put it as blue, just so it sticks out on the chart for me to look at. And then you get these lines here, and then you got your value area high, value area low, that other white line, and then this blue line is the point of control. Okay. But yeah, it's mainly default settings. Your VRVP might be a little bit different. I like using the green and red bars, okay, for the colors here, and then I use blue line for the point of control, and I use, like, you know, these white lines for the value area low and value area high. But like I said, your VRVP might be a little bit different when you first start it up. Your default setting might be on 24 on the row size. And when you do 24, then it kind of looks like this now. Okay, it's a little bit more blocky, a little bit more chunky on the lines here. That's why I go over to settings and I just turn that 24 into 240. I just add a 0, and then I get more precision, and I can see, like, where those gaps are on the VRVP. All right. Yep, I'm using TradingView as well. But I think that's gonna be it for today here, guys. Unless I don't have any more requests. I think I went through all the requests. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and probably end this live stream here. Guys, be on the lookout for my live streams. I usually go live during the afternoons here in the East Coast. I'll probably go live again around the same time on Sunday. Tomorrow, a little bit tough for me to do. I usually treat that as my day off from live streaming. But you can see me again here on Sunday, okay? For the Sunday afternoon, evening live stream here. Alright guys, take care, and good luck in trading and investing in whatever asset you decide to get yourself into. Take care, guys. And thanks, Gangsta Baby. I'll be on the lookout for you in the next live stream. Take care.